wasn't until that 30th or so notification from Facebook last Friday night that I relented and followed the event link to see what all the hubbub was about. As I sat on that damp brick wall outside Student Union, impatiently awaiting the bus that would deliver my hungry, sleep-deprived, and overworked carcass to my dorm on South Campus, I read about the concert that all-female a cappella group Cadence was debuting that evening. Despite my rather bedraggled and dull-headed state, I found my interest piqued. The show that my fellow Carolina students were putting on was to be a musical parody of sorts, based on the popular television comedy The Office. Almost undoubtedly as a result of my recent addiction to that particular production, my attention was immediately snagged by their brief description of the event. I was further enraptured by the additional note that all money collected through ticket sales would directly benefit Project Dina, a local nonprofit organization dedicated to the prevention of and support of victims of interpersonal violence. Thoroughly sold on the idea, I managed to persuade a friend to accompany me to what I hoped would be an amusing, charitable, and overall highly pleasant experience. Now, before I digress into my personal critiques of the show itself, I'd like to emphasize that I was not at all disappointed. It was a night filled with laughter, clever portrayals of well-loved characters, incredible musical arrangements, and truly brilliant singing voices. To suggest that this group of girls is lacking in either humor or talent would be absurd. Nevertheless, I did have some questions concerning the set design and the relevance of the song choices to The Office or its plot. Where there were countless opportunities to draw parallels between the music and the events happening in the characters' lives, they chose not to capitalize on them. In fact, the parody videos that the girls made and intermittently played throughout the show seemed entirely distinct from the musical performances. The two elements were hardly connected at all. For instance, the Beatles medley had absolutely no relevance to the story whatsoever, though it was sung beautifully. Most of the songs sung were just as incompatible with the theme of The Office. In all fairness, such a task would never have been a simple one, but it is feasible and more effort could have been applied. That said, the show still managed to convey a message that would serve us all well to hear and understand. By taking on the roles of the beloved, if often unfortunate and flawed characters of The Office, the members of this campus organization demonstrated how, despite struggles along the way of seemingly ridiculous problems and sometimes apparent incompatibility, a group of willing people that spends enough time working together towards a common goal can and will succeed, all while making lifelong friends and creating unique, precious memories along the way. They prove, too, that even the most grudging, most mundane of situations, like extensive set planning and long practice hours, can be turned into something wonderful, even changing your life for the better forever.